What's up, guys? Eldridge here again to bring you my once a month in the cart. This is December 2021 edition. So without further ado, let me show you what's in my cart. For starters, my cart itself is the backpack LG model. Shout out to Furrow for allowing me to get this and purchasing my other one. I appreciate it. It's a lot bigger size than my Trekker model, so I'm actually really happy to actually move up in size. I'm going to show you what's in my cart other than the discs themselves. So for starters, I have a shout out to Rick Johnson. I have a tacky sack. Look him up on Facebook. Best birdie bag tacky sack you can have. Keep your hands dry. I also carry my Bluetooth speaker, JBL Charge 5. Got to have that for tunes. I also carry my mini. It is an infinite disc metal mini, purple with a white stamp. Got to have a metal mini. I carry my Florida Man disc golf bag tag, and I also carry my in-zone quick stick. Absolutely need this. I think it's a great investment. So new to the cart as of Christmas, ended up getting the new Bushnell range finder Edge. Pretty cool. Definitely going to use this out on the course. I haven't had the opportunity yet to play it a lot of rounds since Christmas, but when I do, I'm going to definitely have that in the cart. And I also have my little bag, utility bag full of tools, pencils, lighters, attachments to my in-zone quick stick, and yeah, just anything I would need. So, and also my beach towel. I gotta have a beach towel. So yeah, that's everything I got in my cart besides the disc. So I'll get into my discs, starting with, as always, the putters. My putting putters have stayed the same ever since I switched to them. So I putt with the new Discmania Prototype P2s. These are the Flex 2.5 of the prototypes. I got white with a red stamp, in Boss, 176 grams for one of them. Good profile, pretty well seasoned. I putt with a pair of them. And again, identical is another Discmania Prototype P2, Flex 2.5, golf ball white with a red stamp. This one's in Boss, 174 grams. Again, about the same wear, but same amount of seasoning to them. Good release, and I feel like this switch, to me, these 2.5 flexes is a great plastic, and can't wait for the Flex 3. So yeah. So for my throwing putters, let me get those out. Kind of a hidden pocket up here. I carry 5 currently, and these can sometimes change depending on the course, but right now this is what I am carrying. So one of my first throwing putter is is Dynamic Disc Prime Burst Warden. I wiped the stamp, but it is blue, kind of with the burst foil or color, excuse me. It is embossed, 175 grams. Pretty tacky, pretty stiff putter. Basically using this for slight ante shots or straight as an arrow shots, just with soft landing. So it's an all-around, all-purpose throwing putter. My next throwing putter, to be a throwing putter for me at least, is a old school Discmania D-Line P1. It is orange with a blue stamp, embossed, 175 grams. Basically same profile as my P2s, but the flight on this is just giving me that huge turnover Anheuser putter shot for shorter holes or get out of jail. So absolutely love carrying this. My next throwing putter is kind of one of the stable ones in my bag, and I would also say it's a staple. It is a Discmania Lux Link. It is white with a purple Gorilla stamp from, I believe, the mystery box run. It is embossed, 176 grams. Pretty good profile. The premium plastic for these discs just make it so durable. To me, this is a straight shooter with a slight fade, and I love that plastic for that good grip. Next, I carry a Dynamic Disc, a Lucid X Warden, AJ Risley Tour Series. It's red with a kind of silver reflective foil with some swirls in it. It's embossed, 175 grams. This is just and a pretty flat profile. For me, this is a straight shooter. It's more durable than my Prime Burst Warden. And if I don't want to have as much fade and I want it to kind of just ride straight, finish straight, this is what I'll be throwing off the tee. And my last throwing putter, my overstable one, kind of trustworthy in all headwinds. It is a Discmania Color Glow C-Line P2. It is the Sky God 3. It's teal with a silver reflective foil. embossed 175 grams. Pretty good profile. I noticed that the new glow show guns are actually feel deeper than this, but overall it's got kind of a flat profile. So definitely any headwind fighter, again, this is what I'm using. So that's all the throwing putters I have. So let me get into my mid-ranges. So for my mids, I'm carrying quite a few molds, but mostly it's these have been the same. I've added one new one. So actually it's not a mid-range, not a putter. First disc I got is an approach disc. It is my Discmania Evolution Vapor Tactic, the mystery box Broken Claw run. It is purple with a blue foil, embossed, 176 grams. Very flat profile, no bead, absolute money. I did try the Razor Claw 2s, a little more overstable than these, but I just feel myself coming to the Razor Claw 1 for all my up shots, approach shots, anything inside of 200 or 200, basically a little over 200. I'm going to be throwing this at the pin. Next, my first mid-range, I would say, is my most overstable one. It is a Discmania Metal Flake C-Line MD5. It is a blue disc with a yellow mystery box stamp. It is embossed, 175 grams. Great profile. I see myself throwing this. It's very flat. Throwing this forehand predominantly, and I also see myself using this backhand to get left, but also have a straighter flight at the beginning. So yeah, need one of those. My next mid-range is actually kind of something Farrell introduced me to. I don't throw it too often, but I keep it in the cart. It is a Innova Champion Mako 3. This is green with a rainbow foil, just a stock run, embossed, 180 grams. Pretty flat, pretty neutral profile. Basically, it's a straight shooter, any line you put it on. So yeah, I'm gonna work this in the bag, and between that and the MD1, we'll see which one stays. Next mid-range I got is one of the new runs of the Discmania Italian Blend C-Line MD3s. It's pink with a teal foil. Absolutely love this disc. It's embossed, 178 grams. This pinks were flat, or at least the one that I chose were flat. Very, very stable for me. I've been working this in, so yeah, it's just been a great addition to the cart, and I love that new Italian Blend plastic. Next mid-range is another MD3. This is my more understable MD3. It is a Discmania Regular Glow C-Line MD3. It is a Regular Glow plastic with the flag foil. It is from the Eagle Claw 5503 run. It is penned 180 grams and very flat profile, very opaque plastic, buttery. This is my straight shooter. Any line I put it on, mostly it'll actually turn right, but actually come back finish straight. Depending on how hard I rip on it is going to be how much it turns. So this is, I don't see that ever coming out of my bag. In the last mid-range I carry, it's actually a newly stamped, or newly dyed, excuse me. It is another Discmania Regular Glow C-Line MD3. It is again from the 5503 run. It's got a Huck dye on top of that ink spot, but a Regular Glow with a purple foil, embossed, 180 grams. It's actually a phenomenal flyer. It's got a pretty neutral profile, but it's the more stable MD3, so I'm using this. Between this and a Crowned Eagle, it's almost identical in the flight, that straight to slight fade finish. So definitely worth the price those are. So next I'll get into my fairway drivers. Those really haven't changed. I've actually taken one out based on the molds I'm already carrying. So the first fairway driver is the Bill Disc. Always going to have this in the cart, Bill. I appreciate it. It is a Discmania Color Glow C-Line FD Night Strike 1 Nate Perkins Signature Series. Teal with a black stamp, embossed, 175 grams. Pretty neutral profile, not too much dome, but not completely flat. Use this for high turnover shots. Anything that's really anhyzer, but it'll still come back and fade a little left, depending on how hard you throw it, but it's still in good condition. Next fairway driver is one of my favorites. Shout out to Furl for doing the trade. It is another Discmania Color Glow C-Line FD Night Strike 2 Nate Perkins Signature Series. This is teal with a silver reflective foil. Embossed, 175 grams. More of my beefy of the FDs, flatter profile. In this condition, it's just been exactly what Night Strike 2's, how I want them to always fly. But for now, it's in that prime condition to get that great flip to flap and then fade left. An incredible amount of glide. Next fairway driver I carry, it's a very good run for me at least, and I see myself shot shaping this. It is a Discmania Evolution Neo Instinct. It is blue with a silver foil. Shout out to Rick Johnson for hooking me up with this. It's embossed, 176 grams, flat profile, and this one just flips the flat, and it actually will turn a little right. Between this, maybe a Roll Rage 2 I might switch to, but right now I'm still loving this, even though in the warmer weather it gets tough to grip that neoplastic. And my last fairway driver is the one that I absolutely love. Went through a lot of hardship getting it back, but I finally did. It is a Discmania C-Line FD second run with the Huck die, blue with the Huck die on it. It is penned 172 grams. We all know flat profile, stiff, rigid plastic, good amount of glide, will fade back. So yeah, this disc is, what can you not say about it? It's a great disc. So I will get next into my lower speed drivers and some of my utility drivers. Carrying, let's see, quite a few of those, and I see myself using quite a bit of these molds in a lot of my rounds. First is a new addition to the cart. Shout out to Furl for making me want to throw this. It is a new Discmania Meta Essence, the Zen, the Nate Perkins Signature Series. I got teal with a teal foil stamp, embossed, 176 grams. I went max weight on this. Profile is kind of domey, but this thing is just phenomenal. I would definitely say this is what I thought an Essence should fly like. It's just, something where you can rip on it. Still gives you that huge turn, but it's more stable to me than a Neo. So I definitely think that's worth bagging. Next slower speed driver, utility driver, is a forehand only, well, really forehand only disc for me. It is a Innova Champion Glow Nate Sexton 2021 Firebird. This is a new one to my cart. It's got a teal with a black stamp, 173 5 grams embossed. This run is not as overstable as the other Firebird runs, but I do like that for being able to get some pretty long anti-flex forehands from this. So I do back in it. It's more of a forehand disc for me. Next I carry is a older run of the Discmania Swirly S-Line FD3. Swirly S-Line plastic with a little Huck Lab Tri-Fly stamp on it. It penned 175 grams. Great profile. Old S-Line plastic. Pre-Doombird, I believe this run was. Got it in a trade, and I just use this for basically any flex forehands or also huge backhand shots. Get some good skips with that. Next fairway driver is one that I'm absolutely in love with. Very workable. It is the new Discmania Evolution Neo Splice. This is pink with a kind of dark blue foil, a little mini wing stamp. Embossed, 173 grams. Very flat. I call this the mini tilt. Forehand and backhand. This thing does it all. I really can't say other than great things about this disc. So glad to have it introduced to my cart. Very overstable, but FD3 on steroids, but it's so worth it. Next fairway driver, I've been using this quite a bit. Longer night strike for me. It is a Discmania Regular Glow C-Line CD2. Regular Glow plastic with a black and blue glow stamp. Penned 175 grams, very flat profile. Basically a longer night strike. I see myself cranking on this to get basically in a straight line for 350, 380. It's very workable, very great. Great addition to the cart. Next was a hookup from Furl. Actually traded out another disc for him to get this, and I would definitely save a spot for this in my car. It is a Innova Swirly Star Thunderbird, Jeremy Colling 2017. By far my favorite run of Thunderbirds. Kind of greenish with a gold foil swirl and embossed, 175 grams, board flat. Best run of Thunderbirds I've ever thrown. So yeah, I can see myself forehanding this, but this is my huge distance backhand, but then eventually fades left. And then my last utility slow speed driver is a more overstable of that speed, it is a Discmania Special Blend S-Line PD Lone Howl 2 Colt Montgomery Signature Series. Kind of a sunburst with a purple foil, 173.5 grams in Boss, really flat. I predominantly use this for huge skip shots or if I need to get left more than my Thunderbird. So next I'll go into my distance drivers. I carry a good amount of them, ranging from a couple new lower speed distance drivers to my utility distance drivers. So the first one, I don't see myself ever not carrying one of these. It's been a workhorse, but it's also just a great disc overall. It is a Discmania Swirly S-Line CD3, Swirly S-Line plastic with black foil, embossed, 175 grams, and profile is pretty neutral, pretty flat. Just rides a straight line and then it will fade. So to me, it's like a longer Thunderbird. I don't really forehand these, but if I were to, it'd flip the flat pretty straight. But yeah, it's just basically a longer Thunderbird for me, I guess, if you want to call it that. Next is another new addition to the cart. I've been starting to throw these again, and I think it's another mold that I really wish I never stopped throwing, but it is an old Star, Innovastar Wraith, PFN. This is banana yellow with red stamp, penned 175 grams, old penned Star Race are just money, flat profile. To me, I just get this. I can get this to ride a huge S-turn, or just if I got a good tailwind, this will absolutely glide for days. Next is another hookup from Furl. Thought this was ugly, but actually it's one of my better throwers in my cart. I can see myself keeping this in the cart for a long time. It is another Innova Star Wraith, penned Wraith. It's got his home die on it, penned 175 grams. To me, it's just a cool disc, pretty mild dome on it, but yeah, I see myself ripping on this now. So these are the two Wraiths that I just fell in love with. So those Penn Star Wraiths are really worth their weight in gold. Next, distance drivers. So I carry, let's see, 3 of them. Actually 4 of them, but I took one out for the mail call video. First one, these are my DD3s. First one's a Discmania S-Line DD3 stock stamp, green with a powder blue foil. Embossed, 175 grams, just my preferred run of DD3 for having it just be a neutral flyer, flat profile. I'm seasoning this one in. Hopefully it becomes maybe a little bit flippy, but right now it's just right at that flip to flat ride for a while, but it still has some stability on it. Next DD3 I carry is a Discmania S-Line DD3 Cloudbreaker 1. This is a second run, kind of a dark green, grayish disc with a silver reflective foil. Embossed, 175 grams, flat profile. This is my distance forehand, so if I have a pretty straight angle I want to throw this on, it'll ride that angle, but then it'll definitely get either right or left depending on if you're backhanding or forehanding it. Next D3, which is probably my favorite disc to throw, period, is the another Discmania S-Line D3 Cloudbreaker, but it's Cloudbreaker 2. I got a orangish yellow with a purple foil, embossed 173.5 grams, very flat profile. This makes it so it's just an absolute bomber. Gets a rip on it enough, it'll slight turn to the right and just get me the max distance I ever needed. So I do carry, haven't put in the cart yet, but I will be carrying one of those new Discmania S-Line DD3 Cloudbreaker 3s, that lightweight one, 171 grams. So yeah, that'll be in the cart as well. And my most overstable distance driver that I considered usable in high headwinds is a Discmania S-Line PD2 Swirly S-Line. It is a Skyrider Simon Lizotte Signature Series. This is kind of an orange burst creamsicle with lavender foil, 173.5 grams embossed, flat profile, pretty gummy, pretty workable. Any headwinds I need to fight, this disc is going to do it. It's going to get left, so got to have that in the cart. And my last disc is my utility disc. Always going to bag one. Never know when you'll need it. Get out of jail. It is the Discmania Creative Series Meta Tilt. Went with kind of a midnight blue with a red stamp. Shout out to Furl for hooking me up with this. 175 grams embossed. And just absolutely meat hook. We all know the tilts just a phenomenal disc. Kind of cool disc to throw. I see myself throwing this for kind of like over-the-top shots, just stuff to get out of jail, like I said before. So that's all the discs I got for you. So until the next one, keep sending it.